Greetings, housemates, and welcome back to a short video of Learn to Play Endless Legend. I'm Phwop, and this is specifically about the Necrophage faction-specific ability Sacrifice, which is granted to you by researching Demanding Gods in Era 2. So here's what Sacrifice says. It gives the ability to sacrifice one population from the city population. What you gain is 30 approval for a limited time. The duration depends on the population remaining in the city and can be cumulative. That means before the duration runs out, you can sacrifice another point of population to keep it rolling. It lasts for one turn per person in city just before sacrifice. So before you click the button, you can look at how much population you have, and you can say, all right, I have 7 population. When I sacrifice someone, I'm going to get 7 turns of 30 points of bonus approval. Cannot be used if you're being sieged. All right, so what does this look like? And what are there any nuances to using this, you ask? Why, yes. The sacrifice button is right here. It's a button unique to the Necrophage, so you're only going to see it when you have that ability. It is a little more clearly explained, but you get the same explanation here. Note we have 5+1 people. If we sacrifice someone, we'll lose one of these populations, generally from the most populous zone, and we'll go from content 50% to 80%, which is happy. Remember that increases security. It also increases industry and food output if you can achieve happy. And it increases it even further if you can achieve fervent, which is, I think, 90 to 100% approval. So that can be a big boost. Up to 30% industry and food can definitely be worth 1 population point, which is only giving you like 4 base. But there's a catch. The way sacrifice works is you have to know how population grows. So here we have city growth stock. That is the total amount of food this city has ever produced. We've produced 668. The city growth upper limit is the point at which you get a new population. Since we're making 27 food or 28 food rounded up here in this city, we're gonna go from 668 and we're gonna pass 691 next turn, which means we'll get a new point of population. And then the city growth lower limit is if you have negative food production because you're starving and it's winter or something like that, or you're being sieged, when you hit 418, or maybe 1 point below that, 417, you'll actually lose a point of population. Okay, so upper limit is the point at which you gain population, lower limit is the point at which you lose population. And we're currently very close to getting a new point of population. Note that these numbers change the higher your population is. The higher your population, the higher both of the upper and lower limit will be. So, what happens if we sacrifice a population? Watch over here. All right, we sacrifice, we go from 4 people in industry to 3. Wow. Okay, our industry actually stays the same, although we are happy, which means we get a little bit more security, and we get 15% more food and industry production. Sure, whatever. Also, of course, our empire goes up to fervent status, which means empire-wide we're getting more dust in science, so maybe it was worth it. But here's the catch. We now have 4 population. Note that the population from villages does not count towards any of this. And our city growth stock was reset to 227. We lost like 400 food there. Right? 400 points of population growth. Sure, we'll get someone back in 6 turns, and we'll be back to 5 population, but something really sneaky just happened. Basically, we were reset to the lower limit for population 4, where we were almost at the lower limit for population 6. We're almost there, right? So what happened to all that food that had almost gotten us our 6th population point? Completely wasted. If it took 12 turns to almost get up to that 6th population point and you sacrifice, then you lose all 12 of those turns of food production. So what does this mean? It means that the more full this bar is, the more white there is on this population growth bar, the closer you are to getting your next point of population, the worse off you are sacrificing a unit, because it will completely waste all that and take you back to the lower level of the population beforehand. All right, so let's reload and see how this goes now. So remember, we were 1 turn away. We had our food stock reset to 227 because we were 1 turn away from getting our 6th population. We sacrificed, and it reset us to 4, and not just the middle of 4, but the very bottom of 4. So here we are again. Sure. Here's what you want to do. If you want to optimally sacrifice when you've just gotten a new point of population. That is the perfect time to sacrifice. If you want to sacrifice soon, then shift some people over to get that next point of population. Wait a turn. Wait a turn. Okay. So, yeah, I'll worry about that later. Ermagerd, we've been spied again. All right, so our upper limit is 1,055. Our lower limit is 691. Remember, we just got our new point of population, and we're going to assign it all back into industry. So as it is, we're 30 turns from getting a new population. Remember what our city growth stock was reset to last time we sacrificed? 227. Look at it now. 418. So if you understand, I hope this helped clear up the exact mechanics of sacrifice. Basically, it resets you to the lowest possible amount for the population 1 below you when it kills one of your guys. The takeaway is sacrifice only right after you have gained a new population point. That is the most efficient way to sacrifice without wasting a lot of turns of food production. So I hope you appreciated this. I hope it makes some sense out of a relatively obscure mechanic. And I hope it helps all of you take over the world and feast on your enemies. Until next time, my friends, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.